All right, we're live. My phone's like vibrates as soon as we go live. It's
Why is that?
Because I get notifications that we're going live on certain apps. So it's just
Oh, really? Why do you have the notification? You're on the freaking show.
I know, but I don't know. Everything notifies me. I get notified of everything. I don't want to be notified of anything.
I don't do notifications on anything.
Every time I text
nothing.
Harry has notifications silenced.
Yes.
I always gotta notify anyway.
Yeah. Well, I see them, but I just don't want you to know that I see them. You see, that's the whole thing. It's about my privacy.
Okay. Everything is.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I don't need some donkey like Nick Cale sending me some stupid text because he's watching something on Golf Channel. I don't care about that. I'll respond to that whenever I want to. So I don't need to be notified.
Yeah. I had to mute him on Twitter /X or whatever it is this weekend. He's got to settle down.
Yeah, he's long since been muted on that. Now I understand.
Take a Xanax and zip it.
Are we going to still be able to mute people? Because if we can't, then I'm out.
Yeah, hold on. Let me tell people real quick. This is episode 71 of the OGs podcast. Me and Harry are just emptying the clip right out of the gate.
Sorry.
No, I'm with you, dude. I need to empty the clip too. We didn't have an episode last week, and I can't carry the grudges anymore. I got to empty the clip.
Okay.
Drain the swamp, Harry.
Yeah. How's that working out?
No comment.
Oh, God.
But episode 71 of the OGs podcast brought to you by the Fudge Kitchen. Harry Mays, Jason Martinez. We have no guest this week. We don't have anything really planned. We'll just kind of wing it. But yeah, you bring up a good point because Elon Musk the other day reported Harry on his own site. I don't know if you call it reported, but you're not going to be able to block people anymore.
What?
Yeah, you can't. So it's funny because
what's Mikey Miss going to do? That's all he does is block people. He calls him a racist and then blocks them.
Yeah. He used to text me and said, I had a block party yesterday.
Yeah. Every night's a freaking block party for him.
He was like the Kembe Mutombo block. Do you block a lot of people, Harry?
No, there's people around the Delaware Valley that's a badge of honor. Like if they got blocked by Mikey Miss. Do you realize that?
Well, they need to find a better badge of honor.
Well, I agree. I agree. That says a little bit too much about your own life.
Yeah, no doubt.
But wow, so he's taken that. Why is that?
He said the feature serves no purpose.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, see, I agree. The funny thing is that people that are bitching to him on X about the blocking feature, he's blocking them.
Well, I mean,
I think mute with everybody.
The mute feature is brilliant because you can just silence. You don't have to see. I mute people that tweet too much, like they have diarrhea of the mouth on Twitter. I hate it. I don't need to know all this stuff. So I mute all those people.
Like the aforementioned Nick Cale.
Yes, and I've muted Bruno. I think Bruno's probably. I don't know if he's
muted himself. Harry, he's gone.
I think he's gone. Yeah, that's right.
He put himself on the blocked list.
Yeah, but anybody that's just constantly showing up in my timeline or retweeting stuff that I don't care about, I'm going to mute you.
Elon is blocking everyone to prove his point. Blocking, muting, deleting, unfollowing is self. I'm just reading stuff about this, but he's saying basically, I'm removing this feature because that's not the real world. You just can't block people. Yeah, I disagree. I can take people right out of my life. I have no problem doing it.
Oh, I've been doing that for 40 plus years. You kidding me?
I've perfected it, as a matter of fact. But it's going to be gone. I don't have a lot of people blocked.
I don't either.
It's just not something that I do a lot. But
what if you have somebody that's harassing you, or maybe saying something about you put a picture of Evan up there, skating at the, hockey practice, and somebody takes a shot at him or something. You know what I mean? Then what do you do to that guy?
I do. There were two reasons why I block. If you go family, kids, that's an instant block. And if you go racist on me, then I go block. So I just, and I mute a lot of people for self-care.
Yeah.
I'm very disconnected with that app, with Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it anyway. You know my theory on it, Harry. It's for promotional purposes only.
Right. Which is
You know,
basically what I do too.
Yeah. I mean, I read it, but I'm not interacting on it anymore. Like when we did the daily radio show, it became not good for my mental health.
Right.
Because, it's fucked up. The human mind is a fucked up thing. I don't know where we're going with this, but I did some research on this. People that agree with you, you're good with. People that disagree with you, you want to make them agree with you. It's just a physiological reaction. When somebody doesn't like you, doesn't agree with you, calls you out, is a dick, a troll, or anything, the physiological reaction in your brain is so much stronger than for somebody that compliments you or agrees with you. And I just eventually said, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
There's so many losers, anonymous douchebags on this app that I got to just mute these people because I can't see it in my timeline anymore.
Yeah. Well, I don't try to get people to come over to my side. If you're on my side, great. If you're not, great. Who cares?
Yeah. I've gone
over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like doing the daily radio show, I mean, we were on the air 4 hours a day.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
So there were always people just fucking taking shots, and it was just like, all right, I got to just, whatever. It can have.
Well, and plus you became sort of the poster boy to explain everything that was going on with the hockey team.
Yeah.
And people would take shots at you for that, for being a company guy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like if they disagreed with your hockey take.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And and the other thing too is just like the selective, not even selective, just mass outrage at things that do not deserve it. Like the Flyers signed Oliver Bonk to his entry level, his ELC the other day. Harry.
Right. Radek Bonk's kid, right?
Precisely. 22nd overall pick in this year's draft. And people are freaking out. Why sign him now? But they don't understand the slide rule. His contract doesn't start now. It starts when he turns pro. But people just want to freak out.
Right.
Oh, this is why they haven't won a cup since 75.
Well, the other thing that I've noticed on that app, and by the way, I think the X, I don't know if that's permanent. It's stupid. Because I'm still always going to refer to it as Twitter.
Yeah, he's trolling Threads.
Okay.
It looks just like
Threads blows, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, that stinks. But I noticed there's two sort of streams or what do you call them? Tweet stream? I don't know.
There's the for you,
and following, and the for you is their version of what they think they want you to see. Yeah. And it's all stuff that is very combative, very caustic, toxic. It's designed to make you insane. Okay, so I always make sure that when I log on to the stupid thing, I go to the following, because all I care about are the people that I'm following. I don't care what Elon thinks I need to see. Fuck him.
Yeah.
All right?
I agree. It's funny because you're right. Everything in that,
it's divisive as hell, that feed.
Because they want you to interact.
Yes.
Because that will drive usage, because you'll get emotionally involved.
Right. That's why when people tweet about the politics or they react to that kind of stuff, you see like their tweet was seen by 1 million people, but you put out something about the Eagles or about the Flyers or whatever it is, and you might get 3,000 people of my 38,000 that follow me apparently saw it. Yeah. It's total bullshit.
Yeah, and unless you put out some stupid hot take,
right, which I don't
will
do.
Offend people,
right?
I'm anti.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah. Great tweet here.
Yeah, here we go.
91L Sixer says, Harry, I heard Eitan's already saying he shadow banned on Threads.
Oh, that
was
Zuckerberg day one.
Is shadow banning him.
That was day one. I don't even know if he's on Threads.
Yeah. He's not on Threads.
I don't know.
Is Robbie Ellis on Threads? I can hear him saying it now.
I have no idea.
Harry, I was on Threads.
Yeah. But actually, I don't, if you want to continue with the X conversation, we can, but I don't get involved with any, like, I'm not going and picking fights with anybody. There's people like Mike cannot resist. Every day I get it in my email from Twitter. They send me an email that says, shows a Mikey missed tweet, but it won't show the whole tweet. It'll say the first 4 or 5 words, and then there's a link. Click here, because they want you to come back on it. And it's always something about him fighting with somebody. It's unbelievable. I can't imagine living my life like that.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't do it either. I have Harry,
and then he'll block him.
Not anymore.
Well, that's what I mean.
The funny, I'm exhausted all the time.
Yeah,
I have no energy.
Yeah,
I especially have no energy to fight with people over dumb shit.
Yeah, that's why you're always drinking that 5-hour crap.
Yeah, I had one earlier, as a matter of fact. Extra strength 5-hour energy. Shouldn't that be like 7-hour energy?
Yeah. How can we get that as a sponsor?
Yeah. Because I pop those suckers. You got to be careful how many you pop, though. It's not good for the belly. It's not
I know. It's not good for you, period.
Yeah. It'll really mess with you. And I'm not going to say exactly what it does because it's gross, but
I don't drink it.
Yeah. I got to get off it.
I don't drink any of the Red Bull or any of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't drink any of those energy drinks, the C4 or the Red Bull. Or
remember when Brace used to always be walking around with a can of one of those things, like a Monster?
The Monster.
The Monster, yeah.
He was a monster, man. It was the Monster Mash.
His heart's beating like a squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like in the cartoon where it's going boom.
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, God.
But yeah, there is a new. I got a message from Anthony Mangione, my buddy who I do the F1 podcast with.
Yeah.
And he said, "Hey, I got a code for Blue Sky if you're interested." And I said, "What is Blue Sky?" And it's a new social media app, very similar to Twitter. It's got the look of Twitter. And he gave me some code or something to get in on the beta. I have not set it up.
Okay.
As of yet, but
Blue Sky is a great song by the Allman Brothers.
I agree.
A Dickie Betts song.
That's the first thing I thought.
That's what it is to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Blue Sky social media, it's who is it? Jay Graber and Jack Dorsey are
that's the old Twitter guy.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the freak with the weird beard, right?
Yeah. And he wears like a string tie.
Oh, yeah.
Which I could never pull off.
He's trying. It's almost like he's got like a Rick Rubin beard.
Yeah.
The music producer.
Mm-hmm. I love Rick Rubin.
Yeah. Who's always walking around barefoot somewhere.
Barefoot. Yeah. He's a strange cat. But so that's the new one, Blue Sky Social. So we'll see. It says Blue Sky is an initiative to develop a decentralized social network protocol and an associated social networking service. Originally spun out by Twitter, Incorporated hired its first employees in 2021 and is incorporated as an independent public benefit company the same year. I don't know what any of that means, Harry, but
I don't either.
We'll see.
But Jeff Bruder says he thought it was a vodka. That is, there's Sky vodka,
and it's in a
blue bottle. Yes. That's like a halfway decent piece, crappy vodka. Like I drink crappy vodka now, largely
because you drink so much of it.
Because I drink so much of it. Yeah,
you can't always stay on the top shelf.
Like if I'm gonna spend $35 on a half gallon of Tito's, and I don't even know if that's what it costs. I think that's right around the price. Like I'll go through that in 4 days. I'd rather go through a $13.50 half gallon of Burnett's vodka because by the time I get done putting club soda in it or Diet Coke, I can't taste the difference.
Yeah.
So why am I spending all that?
You're not going with Nikolai vodka though, or something in a plastic.
Well, this probably
bottle.
Isn't much better than Nikolai, to be honest with you.
But you're not buying anything in plastic.
Yes, it is plastic.
Wow.
The Burnett's bottle is plastic.
Wow. I can't believe you're going plastic when it comes to vodka.
Yeah, a couple of nurses back when I was in the medical business down in North Carolina introduced me to this vodka. It was new back in like the mid 90s.
Mm-hmm. And was it all the rage, Harry?
No, I don't know about all the rage, but these women, they were MILFs, that worked in the hospitals. that I was very friendly with. We would, we'd hang out a lot, and they introduced me to it, and I'm back on it.
All right.
Yeah.
I always find that, the women that work at a hospital, like I always feel like they're caring people because they take care of people.
Oh, they took care of me.
So when they come in,
I was very well taken care of.
Wow.
Yeah. This is 30 years ago.
Yeah. This is pre-Lima. But
I was 25, 27. I was a stud.
Yeah.
At least I thought I was.
The young guy going in there hitting the 34-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fresh off the first divorce.
Right. Yeah. Or the second. Or the second. Maybe. Yeah. Now, did you catch I watched the entire football game last night when I wasn't flipping back and forth to the Phillies, who ended up rolling the Giants after Aaron Nola gave up an early home run. And people on my text chain were going bananas about Aaron Nola sucks and all this stuff. And then he ends up, winning the game, going 7 strong innings, gave up another solo homer, but the Phillies rolled the Giants. But I watched the football games, the first football game that I've watched preseason from start to finish. It was very entertaining.
Yeah. It just felt good to watch football.
Yeah. But I mean, I thought the offenses both, moved the ball up and down the field with some scoring. But the most entertaining part, I don't know if you caught this.
Oh, I did.
Was when Joshua Harris, Sixers owner and now Commanders owner, owns the Devils too, and he owns a soccer team over in England. He owns everything. Is in the booth with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. This guy is we all know he's a billionaire, right? He's one of the richest guys around, and could be the most awkward individual on the face of the earth.
How the hell does he negotiate these massive?
I don't know. I never got it. Like whenever he introduced himself to us as the Sixers owner the first time, I was like, what is up with this guy?
If you just listen to him, it sounds like he jumped off a skateboard.
Right. He sounded wasted last night. He sounded like he had been into a couple cocktails. Maybe he is. I mean, good for him. He's the owner. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But he always sounds hammered.
Yeah, and it can't be worse than the prior owner.
Oh yeah, well, right. Well, trust me, they think this guy walks on water. Apparently, like the whole vibe of the fan base is 180 degrees from what it was a year ago with Dan Snyder. So, but that's a whole nother story. So he's in the booth, and they've got the shot on all 3 of them. Aikman's kind of off to the side, but it's mostly Buck and Harris, and Joe, uses his hands when he talks a little bit, like most people do. He's looking out at the game and kind of puts his hand out while he's talking. Harris sees this right hand of Joe Buck and just makes this really awkward little like half handshake move. He reached in and grabbed Joe's hand for a split second, and you should have seen the look of Troy Aikman. Harry, that was priceless.
On this podcast, we go to the video.
Yes.
So you ready?
Yes.
All right. Let me just make sure I got volume. Here you go.
I can't watch this enough.
Oh yeah, Josh Harris in the booth with Troy Aikman and obviously Joe Buck.
This is an energized regular season game. Washington's out in sports, and look, we gotta get it's preseason, but we still like to win.
Yeah, I mean you're no stranger. You're no stranger to professional sports.
This is energized.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh, dude, like what is he thinking?
Still like to win.
Yeah, I mean you're no stranger.
You're just going.
No stranger to professional sports.
And then he puts his hands like on his pie. It was almost like, what is Joe handing me a baggie here? Like, what's going on? Was that the handoff?
It's so bizarre. It's so awkward.
It's awesome. Yeah, remember that Bruder puts up there. I can't wait to get out of this building. Remember that? We used to play that drop all the time.
Yeah, he's a strange guy, man. You're right. He is awkward. By the way,
and he grew up near Washington, D.C., apparently, like between Baltimore and D.C., I think, and apparently was a Redskins fan as a kid. So this is like
he grew up in
buying
Chevy
his
Chase,
hometown
Maryland.
Yes, that's where it was. Chevy Chase.
I think that's classic.
Yes.
He's perfect to grow up in Chevy Chase.
Maryland. Chase, Glen Burnie. I don't know. One of those suburbs down there. Glen Burnie, not Bernie from Broomall.
Yes. Oh, man, that is classic. Did you enjoy your last Saturday, Harry, of no college football? Because
Yeah.
it starts this weekend, does it not?
It does. And I'm telling you, the card, I'm glad you brought this up because after this third preseason game, which, I don't know if I'm watching at all, but because I don't know, I think everybody's just going to put, third stringers in for the final game. But after that game, there's like 17 days until the Eagles play again. They play this Thursday night, I believe. And then they play, obviously, Sunday the first week. That's 17 days. That's going to feel like a month.
Yeah, that's going to feel like an eternity. I mean, what are they going to talk about on sports radio, Harry?
Good question. I don't know. Maybe Joel Embiid apparently, maybe wanting a trade. But anyway, you brought up the college. I am really disappointed in the schedule for this first week or two of college. There's very few good games. Yeah. Like there's a million games. And most of them are like, I don't even care if I watch this.
Like Penn State, West Virginia.
I'll watch that. That's a renewal of an old rivalry from back. Like when I was growing up in the 70s, they used to play every year.
Yep.
And it was pretty good. I actually went to one of those games with West Virginia. That's the fan bases.
Yeah.
Right. Who does Penn State open with? Like Akron or something?
No, they open with
Temple opens with Akron.
Yeah, no, Penn State opens with West Virginia.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah, on the second. And then the second week they play Delaware.
Yeah. That's up at Happy Valley. I know a lot of people going up to that game. LSU Florida State is the best game of the first week, or this actually second week, I guess it is, because it's Sunday, September the 3rd. Yeah. So that's not this weekend. Is it?
No.
It's not. That's the next week.
28th, whatever, 26th, 27th.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad game.
Yeah,
Utah, Florida.
Saturday, you got Navy versus Notre Dame.
Yeah, and that's over in Ireland.
At Aviva Stadium in Dublin.
Yeah, that's in Ireland. So, I mean, it's amazing. They could have Notre Dame play in the Arctic Circle, and they'd get people to go and pack the stadium. It's unbelievable. Yeah,
you're right.
I'm trying to see some good games here. Iowa, Utah State. My point is Virginia, Tennessee. Tennessee's going to clobber them. That's not even going to be close. TCU against Colorado is interesting because it's Deion Sanders' first game at Colorado, and you'll want to tune in just to see, what happens. But they're probably going to get thumped.
Yeah. But you're right. The best game of the first real weekend is LSU, Florida State. That 7:30 game on Sunday night.
Right. It's a standalone game, I believe, on television, probably on ABC or ESPN.
It's ABC, yeah.
But I'm scrolling through here. I mean, there's a lot of good teams playing, but they're matched. Now, Houston, UTSA could be interesting. UTSA is a good up and coming team that just joined Temple's conference, and Houston is leaving for the Big 12. And that's going to be a good close game because a lot of those kids know each other. They all grew up playing against one another in high school. That could be a good one.
Yeah.
Penn State. Penn State's a 20.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
North Carolina
right now, Harry. I mean, they're ranked high. Big Ten is well represented.
And they have a new quarterback for this year. Clifford is finally out of there. I mean, he was there for like 18 years, that guy.
Yeah. I think he was there in 94 backing up Kerry Collins.
I think so. North Carolina plays South Carolina. That'll be a good one.
Oh, man. Ruin Tomorrow Joe says, what do you think of Kapler's creepy mini-me sidekick? I got some tweets about this from Chip Reederson that Kapler was showing up on social media last night.
Oh, really?
Oh, my.
Well, that team he has stinks.
Yeah.
I mean, they were throwing the ball around like a little league team last night.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're in the play. They're one of the wild card teams. Like this is a big series for the Phillies to sort of separate themselves from the Giants. But I think it's the Cubs and the Giants are the next two wild card teams in the National League. If that's one of the best teams in the NL, they stink.
Yeah. What did you think of the brawl that happened out there in San Francisco, Harry, at the preseason game? Did you see that?
I hate seeing that stuff.
Yeah.
I just hate it. And, it happens everywhere. That's one of the reasons why I don't go to games.
Yep.
I don't need to be mixed up in that.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's a preseason football game. You douchebags are kicking the living shit out of each other.
Yeah, that one guy got pummeled.
Oh,
I mean, he left. I mean, he was on another street.
Yeah, he was bloodied, Harry.
Yeah.
You can't say which street anymore.
No, you can't. That street's been closed.
Yeah,
I think. It's a detour. It's a detour. A permanent detour.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Now, what's this Gabe Kapler stuff? I'm looking this up because I missed this. The mini-me thing. I mean,
I gotta look. See, I don't spend any time on social media. I painted my daughter's bedroom yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to paint it probably for the 16th time, and I suck at painting, so I was miserable yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, we were supposed to do the show yesterday, so that's why we didn't do it.
Yeah, I had to paint her bedroom. It was just, I tried to get done on Sunday, but the old lady's like, "Hey, you said you'd do it," so she didn't help at all.
I'm scrolling through here, Gabe Kapler. I'm not seeing anything about a mini-me.
I don't know.
Maybe somebody can provide it.
Somebody tweeted me though and said, "Gabe Kapler sounds like George Takei." I'm like, "Oh, you think?"
Yeah, he does. Oh, it's his bench coach, and they say they look alike.
Oh,
that's what it is.
Oh my!
Do you think Gabe went out and hired a guy because he looks like him, or maybe he made him go alter his look?
Is he wearing the aviators, Harry?
If you're gonna sit next to me and duck out, you got to look like me.
Oh my God! Pretty sure Gabe said, "Oh my."
Is that the perfect place for him?
Oh, it is.
It really is.
Yeah, he's out there with Hagen.
That is not the perfect place for him. Seriously.
Oh my.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, we've got radio news, Harry. Did you see what broke on Crossing Broad?
Our buddy Devon Givens.
Yeah. Leaving the Fanatic.
I sent him a text this morning.
Yeah. Good for him, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he'll announce something soon.
He was my first producer when I came to the Fanatic.
Yeah,
my program.
Interesting because he produced some of our stuff on the early days on the AM side before where it was 9:50 AM, and actually I think I put him on the night show. He wasn't producing, I think, for us, but I brought him on to do a fantasy football or fantasy basketball segment. I can't remember which.
Just on Maze to Midnight?
No, this was on the Sports Fanatics. Well, the show I did with Yana Cohn and Robbie E.
Oh, okay.
This was the first one, but I was the first one that put him on the air.
Wow.
Yeah. I love Devon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
good for him.
Best of luck to Devon Givens. He's one of the good dudes, man.
Yep.
Real good guy. Knows his shit when it comes to hoops, too.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Let's tell the people, Harry, about Fudge Kitchen, our great sponsor.
Well, there's still short time. I know the summer's coming to an end, but the fall's actually really the best time, in my opinion, to go down to the shore. So go down and check out the original Fudge Kitchen, 6 locations: Cape May, Wildwood, Stone Harbor, and Ocean City. The original Fudge Kitchen makes all of their fudge right in the store, so it's guaranteeing a delicious product. Stop by and let them know that Not For Long sent you. They're also the official sponsor of Not For Long Media. And Colin Thompson, he had a big game the other night for the Minnesota Vikings, got himself a couple of catch and runs. I don't know if you saw that, Jason, but and they're also of the Aji's podcast. If you're not able to visit in person, not a problem. They ship across the USA. Check them out at fudgekitchens.com, the original Fudge Kitchen, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country.
There you go. I saw Colin came in all of a sudden his Madden rating went to 99.
Is that right?
Did you see him tweet that?
No, I didn't see that, but I saw some of the highlights. I think Not For Long's Twitter feed put out some of the highlights.
Yeah,
of him making his catches.
When he signed with the Vikings, all of a sudden his Madden rating went to 99. He was ahead of George Kittle and Kelsey at the top of the tight end list.
Jeez,
wow, he was honored.
How about that?
Yeah, good on him.
Now, what do you think? What do you think of this? There was a story that came out. I think it might have been yesterday or the day before. Some guy, I think he's with Yahoo. I never heard of his name. I just started following him on Twitter because he put this out, that there's talk amongst the NBA circles, insiders and executives and so on, so talking to one another, that there's a couple of teams lining up at the door waiting for a Joel Embiid trade availability. The Miami Heat, the Houston Rockets, the New York Knicks, I think were three of the teams. And there's just this thought, and I don't know if I buy this because it's this time of year and everybody's getting geeked up for football and the NBA feels left out. Mm-hmm. So they feel like they need to grab a headline or two. So somebody puts this out there and says, hey, you know what? Joel Embiid might be getting disgruntled and ask for a trade in Philly. Ooh. You know, and then it becomes a thing.
Somewhere else in that one thing.
Right. So, I mean, what would you think about that? I mean, they could blow this whole thing up and we're stuck with Maxey and a bunch of first-round picks.
Yeah. I mean, this whole process thing and the people that's still out there stumping for it, you look like fools because it didn't work. It didn't even come close to working.
I was good with it. I mean,
for
I don't know
4 years though, Harry. You get it started out with winless for Wiggins.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then they got Embiid because he played with Wiggins. I don't even know they knew who Joel Embiid was if it weren't for
and he
Wiggins.
Slipped to them because he had the foot.
Yeah,
and he was hurt. And but I mean, Nerlens Noel, you got all these number one picks, and obviously,
and the Simmons thing and the Fultz thing were just absolute abject failures. Yeah.
Getting in fights in Boston on the streets. Man.
Yeah, they draft Okafor the year or two after the NBA had already passed that type of player by.
Yeah,
think about that.
He would have been great in the mid '90s.
Yeah.
Problem is, it wasn't the mid '90s. You know, a slow, plodding post player.
Sure.
Okafor.
The Prodigy
was all over.
The Prodigy was Simmons, right?
Yeah. Magic, bully ball, your whole thing. Oh my God! What a joke! Howard's still ripping all them.
Oh, I know he is.
It's a joke.
Miles Jack retired.
You're on WIP.
The Miles Jack era is over for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Jeff Bruder goes, Tony Bruno supported the process. You process honks.
Oh, yeah.
He's tweeting through Miss Robbins' account now, Harry, about the process.
You talk about shadow banning, like he's shadow tweeting because it's not his account, but it's him.
Why doesn't he just start a new account?
I think he did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think he did, actually, because I followed it. Let me see if it's still alive.
Could you imagine with a new account how many people he's saying, are you following me,
man?
Yeah,
it's called Tony Bruno Nation.
Oh, Tony
Bruno Nation, Sports Network Builder, ESPN, Fox Sports Radio, Madden 05, 06, 07, NoFilter.net host, Corrupt Media, and Fed Buster. You following me?
You follow me, man? Yeah. He's got 1,030 followers, I see here.
Yeah, that's starting over.
Yeah, that is starting over. Oh, man.
He's selling gear.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing is that, remember one of the things that I used to always say that I haven't been to a grocery store like since, the days like when I had to go with my mom. Well, now I'm doing the grocery shopping.
You're doing
all by myself.
Oh, wow. With the leader sending you with a list?
A list. Yep. Gives me the list. And the thing about the list is, like, we go to the certain supermarket in Plymouth Meeting, and she does the list in the way she walks the store.
In order.
So you start on the left side with the produce.
Yep.
Which is absolute mayhem, the produce section.
Mm-hmm.
Carts going every which way. People, guys restocking bananas. It's a zoo over there.
Yeah.
And then you go around to the deli meats, and she puts together the list with the way you're supposed to walk the store. So it's very efficient.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's good work by her, Harry.
Yeah. The only thing that I don't like is that, when you're doing the, tallying up the bill, they don't have baggers anymore. Baggers.
Yeah, you got a big.
So you got to do it yourself. And these
Mhm.
things are coming at you a mile a minute, right? And
Yep.
I've got all this shit that I got to put, I can't put the eggs here because they'll break and all, so I'm doing all that stuff. Meanwhile, all the stuff is piling up and the attendant won't help.
No.
They just want to get to the next
beep.
person. Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
they want, then you got to pay. So
Yep.
it's like that part of it is still a little tough for me.
Yeah. Oh, Joe Rufino brings up a great point. And this is, I totally agree. He goes, geez, I got deli number 7,346 to wait for that. Gabagoo. Gabagoo. Over here.
Yeah, the Whole Foods in Plymouth meeting. No, actually, it's not Whole Foods.
No, 'cause you need a mortgage application to shop there.
Well, the old lady will go there for like specialty, like fish and stuff, like that we'll just eat that night.
Yeah.
We'll go to Whole Foods. It's expensive enough at the other place.
Mikey Miss has been hitting me on Sopranos trivia question. He goes, the other day, he texted me, he goes, there's no way you get this. What was the name of the head of the old folks home that Paulie put his ma in? It was also the same. It was Green Grove. And I busted it out. I go, it was Antoinette something. I think her last name started with a G. And he goes, Giacula, which means already ass. But I nailed it. Antoinette Giacola.
Well, culo is ass.
Culo. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Culo. Yeah.
Like mommy culo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic. All right, let's wrap it up there, Harry. I've had enough today. I had a flyer meeting before this.
Oh, yeah? Did you send the email that you're supposed to send?
I will be sending that shortly.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I went to Wawa this morning to get, before I had my flyers meeting.
Mhm.
And I walk into the Wawa and I get a sign on the door that says retail only, no food. I'm like, I wanted to get a Sizzly.
Oh, yeah.
No food. So I had to go
Wow.
and just get the iced tea.
Now, is this a super Wawa or is this one of the old donkey ones?
We do have a donkey one here.
Yeah.
By right outside of the borough.
They're always the worst parking lots, the old donkey ones.
It's horrible.
It's horrifying.
No,
Yeah.
it's like a video game trying to get in and out of there. So.
Yeah.
Not like the one down there on at the bottom of the hill though in Bala.
Oh, that was a disaster.
Oh, totally.
That was a disaster at 5 a.m.
Yep. Total biblical.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's episode 71 of the Odd G's podcast. We're not going to ask Harry for a last word because he has really spit the bit in this one and emptied the clip. So good on Harry for doing that. Everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, you had nothing today.
I got nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nope. I am shot. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on the Odd G's